Alright guys, welcome to my channel, and in today's video we are going to be predicting the group stages of this year's Champions League. So Champions League 22-23. And well, I'm hoping my predictions go well. They are kind of going shit for the Premier League video, and as you might have noticed, I didn't actually make a La Liga video yet. I'll get to that. And actually it's a good thing that I didn't make the La Liga video, because boy was I going to be wrong with my analysis. So yeah, I'm going to make that. That's still coming, don't worry. So today's video though is the Champions League group stages. So yeah, if you want to know my amazingly stupid predictions, well, here we are. So let's start with Group A. So as you might see, everything is in order. So this is Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D. Everything is in order. That's just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place every club in the position where I think they will finish. So let's start with Ajax. So right now, Ajax are kind of in a bad position. I'm just going to put them third first, so then we'll discuss. So Ajax are in a bad position because they basically lost their entire team. And now coming from that, I don't see them doing well, considering that they are up against Napoli, they're up against Rangers and Liverpool. Like, Ajax still are a good club. They have some really good talent, but after losing almost their entire squad, I don't know if they are going to maintain that level in the Champions League. But I do predict them to at least finish third and move on to Europa League. So the next one is Liverpool, and I do think that they will top the group. Like, with Napoli, with Rangers, with Ajax, I don't think Liverpool should have a problem. Now, their league form has been, I would say, rubbish. Like, even with their 9-0 victory against Bournemouth, I would still say this has been a rubbish start for Liverpool. They should be a lot better than what they're doing. But even then, I don't see how Napoli or Ajax can really go over them. And as far as Rangers are concerned, they might put up a fight against Ajax, but I don't think they are going to put up a fight against either Napoli or Liverpool. Which brings me to Napoli, and they, I think, will finish second. I mean, they have a good enough squad. Like, they're kind of the underrated club in this group. Like, a lot of people won't really, notice Napoli all that much. But yeah, they are a really good club, and I'm expecting them to finish second here. And as for Rangers, like, yeah, they made their way through the qualifiers, and I think they beat PSV. But still, I don't think they are going to go much further than that. I don't think they are even going to qualify for Europa League this season. But I do think they will put up a good challenge, at least to Ajax. So that's something to look out for. Alright, so that is Group A all done. So now we move on to Group B. So now in Group B, first up is Porto. And honestly, this is a rather difficult one, because as much as I want to put Porto at third and I want to say that, yeah, they will be knocked out of Champions League, where is Porto? They somehow always manage to qualify out of their groups and get to the round of 16. Like, I don't know how, but they always do. So I'm just gonna bump them up and put them second. Like, I don't actually think they will be able to do it this season, because Leverkusen, in my opinion, is a really good team. And of course, Atletico, I'll get to Atletico. So yeah, but I do think they somehow will manage, maybe, I don't know. They always manage somehow. And moving to Atletico, well, they are going to top the group. I don't think there is any doubt in my mind regarding that. Like, okay, Atletico's start also hasn't really been the best in the league. They lost to Villarreal, but then again, anyone can lose to Villarreal. Like, if you remember Villarreal, they beat Bayern Munich, who were pretty much the favorites of winning it all. So Villarreal on their day, they can beat absolutely anyone. And so it's not a shame to lose to Villarreal, but I would still say Atletico are not really performing at the level that they should. But I still think this is an easy enough group for them to top, so I'm going to put Atletico right there. As far as Leverkusen is concerned, I do think Club Brugge is also in the mix here. Like, I would say Club Brugge and Porto are kind of in the mix as well. And this is actually, in my opinion, going to be a very tight group. But I think Leverkusen will still at least qualify for Europa League, if not higher. Like, I kind of want to put them second, but I can't, because someone has to be second, and I think it's going to be Porto. So what I'm going to do is put them third, and that means Club Brugge will finish fourth. Now, this can be very close, and this can easily go anyway. I mean, Club Brugge can, really fire on all cylinders and get to that second spot, especially with their new signing, the ex-Barcelona striker, as I should say, Ferran Jutla, and given his excellent form, and given that Club Brugge somehow seem to always find a decent striker out of people, yeah, could be that he could shine there and just take them through by scoring some goals. I don't know. Club Brugge still has a chance in my opinion, but I would still place them fourth. Now the next group, and honestly, when this group was being announced, like somehow I saw it coming miles away. And yet when it happened, I was like, oh, not again. And well, it did happen again. And yes, this year, once again, Barcelona is going up against Bayern Munich in the group stages. And you know what? I'm going to support my club here. I'm going to say we are going to finish first. Now, do I actually think we are going to finish first? I don't think so. But, Bayern aren't undefeatable. Like, yeah, they are kind of undefeated since the beginning of the season. But they did drop points. And not against some particularly good opponent. Okay, Eintracht Frankfurt. That was a good opponent, but the other one, not so much. So yeah, Bayern did drop points, like in 2 consecutive Bundesliga games. Their first game will be against Inter Milan. If Bayern drop points there, it's a good chance for Barcelona. And this Barcelona side right now, this is not the old Barcelona side. Like, yes, mentally I know that this Barcelona will not be strong enough. That will still play in their minds. Even though there have been so many changes, this will still play in everyone's minds that we have been humiliated essentially by Bayern Munich. But I still feel like with this new squad, with Xavi getting his team in order, like getting all the signings that he wanted, I don't think he has any excuses anymore. And I don't think he even needs excuses. I think he is a good coach. And I think this Barcelona side is a really good side. So where does that leave Bayern Munich? Well, second, of course. I don't think they're going to get knocked out. Like, even with this group, with Inter Milan, Barcelona and Bayern Munich being in the same group, this is a ridiculous group. Like, all of these matchups are something we would see in the round of 16 or the quarterfinals or even the semi-finals. And this is happening during the group stages. So this is actually ridiculous. But it is how it is. And Bayern Munich have lost a great player in terms of Lewandowski. And if you look at their Champions League exploits, Lewandowski was a huge part of it. He was their top scorer even last year, if I believe correctly. So with Barcelona poaching Lewandowski from them, and essentially now we have Lewandowski and they don't, it's going to play into their performances. I think it is going to play into their performances. So I think they're going to finish second, which leaves Inter Milan in third. Like, Inter Milan, considering the kind of team they are, and considering that they gave one hell of a fight to AC Milan last year for the title, they really should perform well, but they haven't in the Champions League. Like, I still remember the last time I think Barcelona played Inter Milan, Valverde was still the coach and he was sleeping on the bench with the reserve squad on the field in a day where Inter Milan absolutely needed that win to go through to the round of 16, and Barcelona needed nothing. Barcelona were already through and top of the group, and they still lost with essentially Barcelona's B-side. Like, yes, Suarez came on late on, and then Ansu Fati was on the pitch, but Ansu Fati at that point was just starting off in the Barcelona squad. He was a child essentially. So yeah, I don't know. Inter Milan haven't been doing well in the Champions League, and I think this might play to their disadvantage a little bit. So the next one is Victoria Plzen. I don't know how to pronounce this club. I am sorry if there are any fans who are watching this video. I am sorry. If you can, do correct me in the comments down below. But once again, I don't think they are good enough. Like, in any other group, maybe I would have considered for a second there. But in this group, maybe they can pull off one surprise, but I still don't see them going through even to the Europa League, because this is just a ridiculous group. Like, in a way, that kind of plays to their strengths, because, hey, if Barcelona and Bayern end up tying both legs, or if Inter and Bayern end up tying both legs, like, if these clubs keep dropping points, maybe Plzen can just pull off a surprise and get into that third spot, but I still don't think it is very unlikely. So now from that, we move on to Group D. And with Group D, first of all comes Eintracht Frankfurt. This is actually, in my opinion, an even tougher group to predict than Group C. Because even though Barcelona, Bayern and Inter are in the same group, like these are three huge clubs when it comes to Europe, I don't feel these four are necessarily on the same level, but they are very close to each other. And so I feel this is going to be extremely close, but I'm still going to say Eintracht Frankfurt goes through to the Champions League knockout stages, but in that second spot. I don't see them really topping the group, but I still see them giving up like huge performances. So yeah, I do think that they have what it takes to proceed to the next round. Now the next is of course Tottenham, and I'm gonna put them first. Like Tottenham, not the best club when it comes to actually winning anything, but if you just look at their squad, they should be performing at a much higher level. Their squad is in no way weaker than any of that Premier League top 6. So, okay, there it is a little bit weaker, but I would still say it's a really good squad, and I think they have what it takes to top the group. Now, for Sporting Lisbon, and now should I call it Sporting Club de Portugal or should I call it Lisbon? I don't know, but what I will say is they are definitely not moving past the group stage, at least in my opinion. Like, there may be a slip up by Marseille, there may be a slip up by Frankfurt, and they might, capitalize on that. But I still don't think they will make it. And as for Marseille, I think they will finish third. And I think it's going to be a very close fight between Marseille and Frankfurt. But I do think they will finish third. They do have the capability of finishing second, and they may very easily finish second. But, I have to put someone in second, so I'm putting Frankfurt. Anyway, so that is half of the teams done. So that is done up till Group D. So now we move on to Group E. So now in Group E, I have first AC Milan. And just a second, I'll take a break. All right, I'm back. Yeah, as I was saying, with AC Milan, I expect them to do well in this Champions League. And in fact, I expect them to do very well, and I expect them to top the group. Now, yes, this group also, the other teams are not pushovers, especially Chelsea. I think Chelsea and Milan will be the clubs fighting for that first position. I just think AC Milan, like, it's high time that they come back to being one of the elites in Europe. And maybe this will be the season for them. Like, I don't think they can win it, but they certainly have the squad to at least challenge them. So yeah, AC Milan, they have my vote here. And as for the second position, well, Chelsea. Chelsea are in no way a small club, but their results have suffered in the Premier League. And even though they have made some excellent signings from the last video where I said that they won't start the season as well because, morally, like that whole transfer battle with Barcelona is going to cost them a little, but hey, they bounced back. They made some excellent signings. One of them, like, I want to point out Marco Correa, and not just because he used to be a Barcelona player and not just because he came from the La Masia, but he is an excellent left back. I mean, I still blame Bartomeu for letting him go for absolutely nothing. Like, he was a moron, not Correa, Bartomeu. And Chelsea have gotten him. He is an excellent player, and so yeah. And anyway, Chelsea has very much made their squad better, and they have shipped off Timo Werner now. They have shipped off Lukaku. They signed Aubameyang on the last day, and Aubameyang, as you might have seen last season, like, he wasn't really doing that much in Arsenal, but just comes into Barcelona and immediately starts scoring goals. So I think he's going to score a lot for Chelsea as well. So yeah, they have a good squad, but I just think like AC Milan, my heart wants AC Milan to be back where they were. Like, to be back where they are supposed to be. So yeah, that's why I'm putting Chelsea on second. Now for third, and this is actually pretty difficult, it's between Salzburg and Dinamo Zagreb. So between these two clubs, they have both punched above their weights in the previous years in Champions League. And between them, I would just about put Salzburg in third. So that would put Dinamo Zagreb in fourth. So yeah, I just think Salzburg has that slight bit of edge over Dinamo Zagreb. I might be wrong. I might be wrong with this. Maybe Zagreb will surprise us. But yeah, I don't see either of them going beyond third position though. There's a song playing in the background. Okay, that's why I was distracted. Anyway, so moving on to Group F. Right, Group F, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, yeah. So moving on to Group F, we first have Real Madrid. And now, last season, I didn't expect much from Real Madrid because their squad was generally weak. But they had their slice of luck, and it's not just, a lot of people have said this, but I disagree. It's not just about the luck. Yes, were Real Madrid lucky that they got some really final last minute goals? Yes, but they did create those goals. And the teams who were defending were responsible for conceding those goals. So yeah, it is Real Madrid's quality of creating that something out of nothing, of having that winning mentality that can really carry them through. And in this group, there is no challenge here. There is absolutely no challenge for Real Madrid in my opinion. I personally do not think Real Madrid still has a great squad. If Mbappe had come to Real Madrid, I would have said, yes, excellent squad now. They have enough attacking power to sort of rescue bad situations. But right now, as it stands, especially with Casemiro leaving Real Madrid, yes, they did well against Betis, but not really. It was more Betis' fault that Real Madrid won than Real Madrid's own quality. So yeah, even though I don't really have that much faith in Real Madrid this season as well, I still think they will easily top the group. I mean, this is not a challenge for Real Madrid. This should not be a challenge for Real Madrid at all. So out of that, then we have RB Leipzig. Now, of course, they are going to finish second. Leipzig is that club which, in more modern times, they have really made their mark in the Champions League. And so I feel like they have the quality. And with Timo Werner coming back, hopefully he gains some of that form that he had when he was in Leipzig. And well, yeah, I think they will finish second. As for Shaktar Donetsk, this is a little bit difficult for me because I don't really know much about this. I don't watch the Turkish league all that much, at all. So I am just gonna say they'll finish fourth because I do think Celtic, they might finish third. I don't really have much basis to say why, but I just feel like they will finish third. So yeah, that's my prediction anyway. So moving on to the next group, and we have Manchester City, Sevilla, Dortmund, and Copenhagen. I don't know if it's called Copenhagen. I'm just gonna say that. Anyway, starting off with Manchester City, literally anything other than the top position in their group will be an absolute disaster for Manchester City in my opinion, because you can't have players like Haaland, players like Kevin De Bruyne, and you can't have an entire squad of those players and not top a Champions League group. I mean, come on. Of course they are going to top the Champions League group. But what's interesting is what comes next. Now, ideally, in ideal circumstances, I would say Sevilla, yes, they have what it takes to go and, perform well in the Champions League to get out of the group stages. But this season, with the way they have started, I don't know. Maybe Sevilla will recover some of that form later in the season. Maybe Lopetegui just isn't the right man, which I don't personally believe. He did a great job for the last 2 seasons in my opinion. So suddenly he didn't lose his edge. It's just that Sevilla lost a lot of their key players, one to Barcelona as well, and I feel that is hurting them. It will take some time for them to get up on their feet, but I feel it will be a little too late because by that time Champions League group stages are done. And that's why I think they're going to finish third, and they might make a deep run into Europa League, and hell, who knows, it's Sevilla, they might actually win Europa League again. But yeah, I don't see them progressing through the Champions League group stages, not with the way they have started the season. So now moving on to Dortmund. Dortmund currently sit above, sorry. So Dortmund currently sit above Bayern Munich, but somehow they are still second. And it is hilarious that somehow they are still second. But hey, it's Dortmund. It's a reliable enough club to the point where I can consider, yeah, they will finish second in the group. So yeah, and if Sevilla wasn't in this bad run of form, I would have put Sevilla above them. But I just feel like Dortmund can do an easy job here and just get to that second position. As for Copenhagen, I'm sorry, but no. Come on, of course it's not. So moving on to the final group, and that is the group H. And in this group, we have Juventus, Benfica, Maccabi Haifa. It's a club from Israel, I believe, and of course, Paris Saint-Germain. And in this group, let's start with Juventus. I'm just going to put Juventus in second, and I'll get to why. Juventus, they have signed Di Maria, but I think he's injured. I haven't really been following Juventus all that much this season, and I don't think they have a particularly good squad. In fact, I think Benfica will give them a run for their money, in my opinion. Because Benfica, we saw what Benfica are capable of last season. Like, yes, Benfica lost Darwin Núñez, but they keep losing their big players and they keep signing some gems. So I don't know, maybe someone else from Benfica will make their name this year. But I still think Benfica will push Juventus really close for that second spot. And as for Haifa, yeah, I mean, it's a really huge achievement that they made it this far. But come on, in this group, and I don't think anyone can fancy them. So yeah, I do see them finishing fourth. And as for PSG, the same point that I made for Manchester City goes for Paris Saint-Germain. You cannot have a squad like that and not top the group. Anything other than getting first for Paris Saint-Germain, it will be a huge disaster. So all that said though, those are my predictions. So the group toppers will be Liverpool, Atletico, Barcelona, Tottenham, AC Milan, Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Paris Saint-Germain. And as for the second spots, or the runners-up in the group, that would be Napoli, Porto, Bayern Munich, Eintracht Frankfurt, Chelsea, Leipzig, Dortmund, Juventus. Wow, I just realized all four of the German clubs I have put in the second place. Well, ain't that something? But I do think Bayern will actually finish first, because they're Bayern Munich. Like, it's me being hopeful that I don't think Barcelona will actually finish first. And now to the clubs that will drop out of the Champions League but into Europa League. Those will be Ajax, Leverkusen, Inter Milan, Marseille, Salzburg, Celtic, Sevilla, and Benfica. And yeah, I do also realize that yes, I did put one German club in the third spot. So it could have been 5. In fact, it could very easily be all 5 German clubs finishing second in their group. So I don't know. So yeah, those are my predictions. Do let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? All the 3 people who are going to watch this video. Well, I am still grateful that you are. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel. There will be more videos on the way. The La Liga predictions video, that's coming this weekend. And also once this new FIFA is out, I will start a career mode series. So stay tuned to my channel for all that content, and I will leave you guys in peace.